This will be true until 2066. Then we'll have a small warm period, and then we're going to go back to the cold. And that will last into the 22nd century. By that time, I could care less what's going on. Probably everybody in here will be in the same boat. So this is something, we're just going to go through this very quickly. You can write some notes on it. These copies are yours to keep. So take notes, because you won't see this again. Because I'm going to do more research on it, but you won't see it laid out as such from now on. Two things. Number one, here's where we are now. We're still in this cold, wet period. Spring floods, yes. I just noticed this morning that the National Weather Service, I heard this on the way down, that they're going to be issuing some flood watches and alerts for starting in late March. That's going to be true for the Illinois River, the Wabash River, and the Mississippi. So between those three rivers, that's going to cover a lot of you people. So that says right there, there's an awful lot of snow up north of you, and that's something that we're going to have to take into account. So we'll be ready for some floods. How many here got bottomland? River bottoms. Anybody? Got some over here. Did you use preventive planning last year?
No.
Didn't get in. Well, you did get in. You did get in.
Wait, not 09.
But 09 you didn't get a plan. No.
Oh, yeah. You got
Oh,
a plan. Yeah.
Boy. You're about the only one I heard of this.
There's some down south there, hopefully you get a plan to.
Yeah, they're going to use this August date we're talking about, yeah. Well, you got to plan until you get insurance. So that's something to consider. But here's what it is. This is the forecast. This is the general forecast you got until 2051. So if I were you, I'd save this and maybe kind of laminate it or frame it or something. Since it tells you what's coming up. And there's nobody else out there that I know of has this stuff. Notice after September 9th, January 20th, cold, wet, difficult harvest. Difficult harvest. Gosh, haven't we heard this just recently? This is going to be a bad one. It'll be an early frost, and then we'll warm up a little bit, and be a lot of rain. And that's going to be good to January 20th. Now all of a sudden it quits. Major shift in the jet stream. Now, in the meantime, we got a financial panic coming. We'll get to that a little bit later. But that's something that we'll all be kind of keeping an eye on as what's going on here. So next year, you're going to have a great planting season. It's after you get it all on the ground and everything goes down the tubes. Soaking wet. So that's what tells you right there how to read this. So we got some major, we got a major severe drought coming up on the 12-14 to 12-15. So that's the time you certainly want to have some crop insurance. Now, here's one thing here. Let's pull this up a little bit. September 20, August 2015 to September 11th, 2016, dry cold, major disease cycle. This is the same one that hit in the late 1940s. That's when we had a lot of stem rust for all the small grains. Wheat, oats, rye, barley, and all those other ones. Rice too. That's going to come up at that time. This cycle will come back again. I say goodbye wheat because that's the main crop we're raising now. And you got the Uganda 99 fungus coming up. That's not in this country yet, but by then it should be easily be in this country. It is currently already in the Far Middle East and Africa. There is no known resistance to this fungus. And that's, everybody is kind of looking at this, and what are we going to do with this? There is one chemical that works, but EPA won't let us use it. They banned it. It's got zinc in it. It's called Zineb. How many here remember the 1970 corn blight? How many here did any spraying with it? That came so quickly because if you didn't get out there within 12 hours after you saw it, the crop was gone. So I saw that on August 1st when I first started in County. We used, I had some at home and we sprayed the Zineb on it, and that took care of that fight, that blight very quickly. Like in about one day, we're all gone. The EPA won't let us use it. Now that tells me something else as a biochemist. That means zinc fights disease. Why are they banning it? I don't know. William Reckless Haas was the first one, EPA administrator. He had banned a lot of that stuff. He never even read the reports. You do know this. For us men, if you don't have enough zinc, you got prostate troubles. Big time. That's how the cancer gets going. So you've got to have zinc. So these are some of the things that we're going to have to be watching very closely. Notice here we're going to have a very good year here. Record crop, 2016, 2017. In that period, should be a record crops. Better grow some and save it. Because it's going to be worth a whole lot more on the next time. Notice here, December 2nd, 2019 to December 17th, 2020, cold. And that's the cold period all the way down here through 2022. That's why this Dalton cycle is called the starvation cycle. How'd you like to have a killing frost on the 4th of July? That wouldn't be very good, would it? I asked that, I was on stage about 4 years ago over in Jacksonville with Monsanto. And so these guys are talking about how great they're going to have all this stuff by 2015, 8-stack stuff, and it'll be able to grow corn any place in the world. Which means it sounds like the Mojave Desert's going to become a corn belt. Just to hear them talk. So I asked them this question. What's going to happen if you have a killing frost on 4th of July? Will your corn survive it? Well, take a look. Nobody said anything. You know what? They haven't invited me back either. That's coming. Here it is, right? This corresponds to 1773, 1777, back to the last time this cycle was on. This is a 245-year cycle. So what was going on in that time frame? The revolution. This was going to cause a lot of governments to fail. Because we can't feed the people, they're going to have a hands full. Big problem. And if the people are starving, who's the government going to see to its fed first? Who? Themselves? Well, yes, but there's one in the group. Military, yeah, the army. Feed the army. If you don't have them on your side, you're out of luck. You need to go off your head, too. So this is something to keep an eye on. This is going to be a real interesting cycle. So if you really do a couple of record crops, try to save some of it. Because you will be king of a hill with this. Then we got this coming up. We got another cold panty coming in here. And another early frost. Way back there on June 23rd, 2023. So we got a lot of bad stuff coming up here. Let's go to the next one. You might put your words on there if you want to. Now here's another one. Down here. Very cold. Here in the Midwest, we're going to feel like Fairbanks, Alaska. This is equivalent to 1802. Now what happened in 1802? That's when Napoleon tried to invade Russia. It was in that time frame. He went and sold us the Louisiana Purchase because he needed cash. Not a wise move on his part, but they did it. So that's some of the stuff that was going on back then. Here's another one. Back to very cold conditions. Okay. Whoa! What's this? Z cycle. Very dry, colder. That's the same. Remember I talked about the corn blight, 1970? Here it is again. 70-year cycle. That's going to be an interesting year. Maybe I won't have to, I'll be 100 almost by that time, so maybe I won't have to worry about it.